right. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. This is Elder Boaz here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I've been extremely busy on and off the land. It seems as though, going into the fall, into the spring, a lot of people want to, start working on their homes and doing expansions and whatnot. And, me and the man that I've been working with, we have been very, very busy during the past couple of weeks. I mean, it just went from like slow to boom, you know what I'm saying? And so it's been very busy on and off the land. With regards to the land, I mean, everything is pretty much set. The sheep, the flock is going. We're growing. There's still, I'm expecting about 5 more births to take place over the next couple of weeks or so, and the flock is looking good. We're growing. The greenhouse is all prepared. I was able to get a soil test from the local county extension office, and the soil is excellent. We need to add a little bit of nitrogen, and I got that under control. And we are in the process of sprouting seeds, so we can go ahead and just put that into those raised pallet beds that I was talking about in the earlier video, so that we can have a real good bumper crop going. We're going to be growing sweet potatoes. We're going to be growing collards, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, string beans, all types of food. Okra will be growing, squash. We're really going to get after it this year because the scriptures truly is true and factual and actual. And it says that many hands do make light work. And it's just a blessing to have folks that's willing to come on the land and really put their hand in the plow and not be a stage playing hypocrite. Because this is a life of sacrifice and it is a life of faith. It is a walk of faith. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because we see what's going on in this world today. And not only in this world, but Israel, those who call themselves Hebrews, those who call themselves Israelites. And to put it short, it's pretty bad out there. I mean, it is really, really bad out here. And the people are suffering. And why are they suffering? Now, I'm talking about economically. This economic collapse is taking place and manifesting right before our very eyes. And we're seeing the repercussions of it in the lives of people. You got folks that are homeless, literally destitute. You got folks that are jobless. You got sisters with children and are homeless. You got pregnant women, sisters, homeless. I mean, behind every Facebook profile, there is a story, there is a lifestyle, there are struggles and challenges that people are experiencing. And we're living in a time where people just don't want to heed to sound doctrine. People do not want to do what is necessary to get themselves out of the position that they're in the situation that they're in. And it's amazing how when you look at somebody's life, if everything is going good, all is well, they give praises to themselves. But if things are going bad, it's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's problem. It's everybody else's concern. Everybody else is the reason why they are in the condition that they're in. And we lack faith. We lack faith to actually make the tough choices and decisions now that's going to put us in a better situation tomorrow. Sure, I came out here, and this is the amazing part. When you look at a man's life or a woman's life and you see faith in action, I had it good out there in the world. And I tell people, the nice corporate job, the 6-figure income, the home, I mean, things were very well. And I've always been a realist to see that, there can become a time where things can not go so well. And so I made the tough choices and decisions to prepare and make moves. And I really do thank the Father there were sound men of honor and integrity that loved the people enough to get up out here on YouTube and preach and scream and do everything that they can. Warn, shout at the top of their lungs, to do everything that they can to wake the people up. And, we realize that there's only going to be a few people that's going to hear it. But it's always a blessing to see one person that gets it. And at one point in time, I was that one person that got it. And as a result of getting it and making the sacrifices and living a more simplified and set apart life, I've been able to deliver my family out of a whole lot of pain and suffering that other families are happening and taking place are experiencing right now, as well as others that will be able to be blessed to be partakers of the sound choices and decisions that others made, that I saw and that I've made, and that others will benefit from. It's amazing to look at people's lives today. They're broke, destitute, have no serious plan, but at the same time love their current situation of misery, debt, living from paycheck to paycheck, living on family members' couches. Because, see, your natural family, they don't care about you at all. They'll bleed you dry for whatever that they can get, and then they'll toss you to the curb when you're no longer of value to them. This is natural family that we're talking about here. And many of you are in these kind of toxic situations where you'd rather be around the heathen and the pagan than to be around your own people. Because, see, in function who really is Israel when it says, "Come out of her, my people, and be ye separate, saith the Lord." See, who's Israel by their fruit. Who's Israel by their lifestyle. Who's Israel by their walk. Sure, you may come out here or come out and start a homestead, and things may be rough, like they were rough for us. And the Father is always provided. Could you imagine going from a 6-figure income to virtually nothing? Many of you are working at fast food joints and Dollar General type joints and all of these low paying, low wage jobs, and you can't even walk away from that. It's just like, it's amazing. It's amazing. But, it's true what the Messiah said, when he returns, shall he find faith on earth? Because the book is the Bible is for Hebrews, written by Hebrews, for Hebrews, to Israelites. And it's amazing to see how many people who claim to be these people, when you look at the mannerisms of their lifestyle, it does not reflect anything that you find in the Word of all. We're taken away by every wind of doctrine. And it's a sad thing. It really is a sad thing to see. And people are going to suffer like they've been suffering right now. People are going to literally go stark raving mad out in them cities when a calamity or whether it's natural or economic, when it hits, when social unrest busts out in them cities, woo, and these deceived Israelites that shoot. Now, I'm not talking about the people that are making moves. I'm talking about the people that are religious, people that are just sitting up there. They're not going to do anything, and they want to quote scriptures all day. Men and women. I mean, I don't know who is in a worse shape, the brothers or the sisters, but they're going to lift up their eyes and they're going to really see how the creator of the universe feels about them when they failed to make any moves because they're concerned about these modern day conveniences. They're concerned about their flesh. I have these conversations all the time. The first thing people are concerned about is their foul, nasty flesh and not their spirit at all. It's a shame. It's a shame, but you're going to lose your flesh because you're concerned about your flesh. Hey, there's only going to be a few, and we get that. And this is why it's so important to get around people of like mind, people that are going to teach you something. And this is why the elders and RTA is pumping. And I suggest that all you young men, you get on the call, because it's sad. I see some Israelites, right, claim to be Israelites. I've known for 5 years, and they're still in the same rut that they've been in 5 years ago. The same situation. They haven't improved themselves any. So what kind of leader are you under? What kind of teacher are you under if you haven't been able to apply? See, they're getting fat, but what about you? They're secure. What about you? See, this is how you know they're teaching you something, because it has not manifested in your life. Get around people and develop intimate relationships with people. So this is what we're trying to pump. Because see, all of this, you show up at a feast day, you clap, you golf clap, and then you go back to your Gentile, pagan, heathen life. That ain't going to cut it. That ain't going to cut it. You need to be around people of like mind and precious faith 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because that is truly iron sharpening iron. We only understand, and it is only going to be a few. There's a lot of people out there that are trying to do all that they can to guide and teach and lead the people in a more excellent way. But what are you going to do? It's sad. It really is sad. And again, I say it over and over again. I think about the children. It's just like, it's a shame. What do you do to wake up a people that is such under these you can't, because that's why the Most High sent His Son and poured out His Holy Spirit. You gotta have it. You just gotta have it, because it's going to lead you and guide you into all things true, just, holy, honorable, wonderful in His name. It's sad. It really is sad. You know what I mean? And on one more note, before I turn this out, then I'm speaking to a couple of people, and they work on the Sabbath. And it's amazing how many Hebrew Israelites work on the Sabbath. It is just amazing. And I told this one individual, I said, listen here, you're working on the Sabbath. This is what you need to do. You need to go back. I told them exactly what they needed to do. Did they do it? Go to your job and tell them that you can no longer work on the Sabbath, and Friday is your last day of work. Right? Step 1. Quit that job. Step 2. Pray to the Father and ask Him to put you on a path. See, the idea is that you got to have faith in your prayers. And a lot of people don't take it to the Father because they know in their heart of hearts that the Most High ain't listening to them. The Most High doesn't hear from a sinner. I don't care how much you think you are His people. If you're breaking His laws, statutes, and commandments openly and thinking that He's going to give you a pass, you are deceived. You are absolutely deceived. He will make a way. We've all been tested in our areas of faith, in our areas and challenges that we've had in life. Certainly I have coming out here. There's been times where I didn't know how I was going to make a way in terms of doing the things that I did. But the Most High, listen here, I took it to the Father, left it in His hands. He's always delivered me. He's always been there because I show faith. Where is your faith? Where is your faith? And the Most High will provide you that opportunity, that job that you need to provide for your family. But who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? Who's going to step out on faith and say, you know what, Father, I want to do your will. Father, I want to walk in your ways. Please show me a way, Heavenly Father. Make the sacrifice, and then he will make a way. That is, if you're genuine in your heart. I can go on and on, but hey, I'm going to keep relaxing and enjoying this Sabbath. It's a beautiful day out, but I'll do some videos on the garden and everything because it's going to be a beautiful growing season. But y'all have a blessed day. Shabbat Shalom.